So we belong to this Carmelite family. No? There are various spiritualities in the church. You have the Franciscan, you have the Dominican, you have the Ignatian spirituality, different families. No? And there are priests, sisters, lay people sharing in this spirituality. Once a Franciscan went to the barber for a haircut. And then at the end of the haircut, he asked the barber, how much? And the barber said, no, I never charge priests and religious. I'm very happy to give this service to priests and religious. So he did not accept any money. Next day when the barber came to his shop, there was a big basket of bread. These Franciscans are famous for baking bread. There is also what is known as Saint Anthony's bread, which they share among the poor. So next day he found this, so that friar, out of gratitude, had brought a big basket of bread. So the news must have spread, So the next day, a Benedictine came. Benedictine. So he had a haircut and then he went to the barber. He said, how much? The barber said, no, I never charge priests and religious. So the Benedictine said, thank you, and went back. Next day when the barber came to his shop, there was a big basket of wine. Wow. The Benedictines are known for even whiskey, wines, the best of wines and whiskey and all that thing, they prepare, So out of gratitude he had sent wine. News must have spread again. So the third day, a Jesuit came. Jesuit came, he had his haircut, he went to the barber, and the barber said, no, father, I never charge priests and religious. So the Jesuit said, thank you. He went back. Next day, when the barber came, there were 2 more Jesuits there. Because they were getting a free haircut. So, I am very happy that the secular Carmel is growing here in Canada. I came here, this is not my first visit. I came here and I think many of you must have seen me. I know few of you, of course. In 2019, we had a retreat in Mission, Some of your faces are familiar. Of course, Molly I know very well. Remy also I know. And that was the time that I visited this western part of Canada. So since then, the east has been added. So we had an opportunity to visit Scarborough. There are 19 communities there, and I thought some 30-40 secular Carmelites would come. There was a mass there and a gathering like this. There were over 90. Okay, because they are more numerous, because so many communities there. Some of them had come from quite far, but all the 19 communities were represented. So it was something new for me. They have just been added, entrusted also. Earlier it was only western part of Canada, now the eastern part of Canada. Then Edmonton was just a group that was beginning. Now they also are growing in number since my last visit. Then we went to Calgary. Calgary there was 1 community, now they have become 2 communities. There are 2 independent communities. And now we are visiting you, the only place we could not visit, but I'm not sure how many members are still, just 4 or 5 I think, in Vernon. Just one. One, but how many members? Very few, 10, So that is the only place we could not visit, because we visited the sisters, which was, as Father said, 1.5 or 2 hours drive, and then to go to the other part, and visit. We didn't have that much of time, so that is the only community we did not visit. So I'm very happy that Carmel, especially secular Carmel, is growing in Canada. And last time when I came in 2019, I closely worked with Molly and Carla Jane to finalize the statutes. In our province now, we got the definitive approval. We had them for a period of experimentation, which ended, and then we have got the definitive. So just this January. So as Father was mentioning, Father Ramiro is the one who was the one who we contacted, and he got it approved by the Superior General. So we have for our province in India. This is only for our province in India because each country has got some different nuances or situations, so we have to adapt to them. The constitutions are the same for all the OCDS over the world, but the statutes are for each country or province, because the conditions and the requirements are different in different countries. So in Karnataka Goa province, we have got this statutes finally approved, definitively approved in this year, the beginning of this year, 2023. When I went to Eastern Canada, they told me that they already had an approved, they had their statutes approved some years ago, but now since we have joined them, we'll have to rework on them. So I have got the text, what we had worked, which were implemented, are experimental, on an experimental basis. They have already lapsed. 3 years have passed. We should have renewed them. But now since they have joined us, we will have just one statutes, for the whole country for Canada. We won't have something for the east and something for the west. So as soon as I go back, I hope to work on that. Molly also, I hope, will help me because she was involved in drafting these statutes. So we'll try to amalgamate, what is lacking there we can add here, or what they have, this one we integrate and have one set of statutes, and hopefully within a few months we can finalize this text. Then you will also have your statutes, because the constitutions are very minimum, only what is essential. A lot of the what is formation program, many other details have to be elaborated in the statutes. So statutes, so constitution is basic, but the statutes are what gives you a lot of other details about your life, about your formation program and other things, organization, provincial council, all that thing. So hopefully we'll get that ready in a few months' time. Now we are on a visit here just to know the reality mainly of the fathers and the secular Carmelites, because the sisters, we have 4 Carmels, but they're not under us, they're under the bishops, So we have fraternal relationship with them. Of course, whatever assistance service we can give them, but juridically they're not under us, Juridically they're under the bishops, because for so many years there were no friars here. So they continue to be under the bishops, but we have assured them whatever help our fathers can give, they will be always ready. But friars and the secular Carmel is juridically under the Karnataka Goa province. So it is my responsibility as provincial to see that your life is nurtured, that you are given the necessary assistance. We are in the process of reorganizing ourselves here in the country, our friars, So hopefully by next year, 5 or 6 more priests will be sent here in the course of the year, and we will have at least a minimum of 3 friars in each place, in each, wherever we are there. We will most probably continue in all the places we are serving now, but with more members, so that there is a real community and they can live together as brothers, following a timetable, regularity of life. Second thing is also we need more members, because secular Carmelites now, you are a big number, especially in the east, a big number. So we need one priest who is relatively free. We cannot keep a priest only for secular Carmel at the moment, but relatively free without major responsibilities. Earlier Father Jerry was handling both responsibilities. He was delegate provincial for the friars, he was also delegate provincial for the OCDS. That is too much for one person. So we are thinking now, by the end, when we have our meeting, more or less we have within 1 or 2 months, we will be appointing a delegate provincial who will be relatively free to concentrate, to give you more time. Most probably he will be based in the east, because most of our secular Carmelites are in the east. So he might be an associate pastor somewhere, not a parish priest, not a superior of the house, but an associate pastor, so having less responsibility, so he won't be able to visit all the 19 communities. That is not possible. So spiritual assistance will be at a diocesan, mostly diocesan, but he will be overseeing. So the delegate provincial will be coordinating the life mainly in the east. Here we have got 6 communities in the west. So we have 2 in Calgary, 2 in Vancouver, then Edmonton and Vernon. So we have 6 communities. Maybe we will have an assistant to the delegate provincial for this part, because we cannot expect the priest from Eastern also to come here traveling all the way. He might be able to visit those places close by there. Mostly the communities are in Toronto, London, Ontario, mainly in Ontario. So that priest will be able to oversee the activities there, but we might need also, so we might have an assistant to the delegate provincial of those CDS also in the Yes, but we will have to discuss. But what I assure you that we will give a little more attention to the OCDS. One thing is the finalization of the statutes, and then also a delegate provincial who can be more free to reach out to you. And then here in the West, I think most of our communities have got Carmelite priests, no, as spiritual assistants. Most, except Vernon. Yeah. West, all 5 communities have got Carmelite priests. Whereas in the East, it will be difficult to give because they also distances are far. So they might continue with spiritual assistance from the dioceses, from the parishes, but there will be a delegate provincial who will coordinate and help them out. Yeah. So I have been involved with the secular Carmel for many years now. I was counselor earlier, so I know, and I hold it also close to my heart, the secular Carmelites. No? So in the province also, we have done a lot. Somebody was asking me how many members you have. We have around 250 members in the province, no? In the province, which is a small number considering that this one, because we are still in the initial stages, no? But we have a regular. Other provinces have got bigger numbers. Father was saying one province has got 1,200 or more also, no? But they are more, what to say, like an association, whereas we have been strict that the formation program and all has to be followed. So we have around 4 established communities, canonically established communities, and then there's some 8 or 9 other communities. So around 200, I don't know the exact number, but around 250 members in the province in India. Yeah. We should also think of some sort of collaboration. I do not know what form it can be, but we'll have to think so that we feel connected, no? Otherwise, we only speak about Canada, but there is no interaction or something like that. I think we should start something. So you feel also part of the Karnataka Goa province. They also feel part of. Actually, we have one secular Carmelite who is also a benefactor of one of our seminarians from Malaysia. You know, Malaysia also is quite active. The secular Carmelite is quite active, no? So when she comes probably next year also. She'll be visiting us. Practically all our province members know her. Okay, so they consider her like a sister. So when she goes around, she attends their meetings, she gives some shares her experiences. So I think in those ways, if you all can visit India, I do not know how many from India could visit Canada. That will be difficult, but I think you all can. I'll facilitate. You don't have to worry about stay and travel. No, somehow we will arrange for you. Or you only have to come there. No. And maybe you can interact because some of our, not all communities, they are conversant in English. Okay, some speak only the local language, no? But most of our communities in Bombay, Goa, Mangalore, and all they are conversant. Most of the members are conversant in Bombay and Goa. Definitely all speak English. So it would be a nice. If you come up with some other ways in which we can collaborate, connect with one another, that also would be another way to foster our relationship, that we all feel like brothers and sisters of one large family. Okay. So these are a few things that I wanted to share with you. You are a great force, no? In the world, Father spoke about 3 branches. So the fathers are around, not exact numbers, but more or less to give you the statistics, we have around 4,000 fathers, 4,000 friars, no? Nuns, how many can you guess? How many sisters are there? Cloistered sisters. Now there are many other Carmelite congregations, but they don't belong to the order. But our cloistered sisters are part of the order. How many do you think?
6.
No, 400 maybe in one country only. In Spain they might have more than 400, no? Yeah, around 10,000.
Oh, wow.
10,000 and something.
Oh my God.
But as Father has told you, now that number is slowly coming down because it's a very demanding, no? Not anybody can embrace this form. Even if they are called to religious life, they might not enter a cloister, no? They might choose an active congregation. How many secular Carmelites?
20,000.
You are underestimating.
Oh.
Underestimating, yeah.
Oh.
Definitely around 30. Could be even 35,000.
Praise the
Okay,
Lord.
in the world. So you
In
see,
the world.
among the 3 branches,
Around the
more than 30. Definitely 30, and maybe more than 30. Maybe up to 35. But in certain countries and all, you may not have the correct number, no? Yeah. So among the 3 branches,
The Father mentioned 3 branches: friars, sisters, and OCDS. So friars 10,000 in the decreased level, sisters at the decreased level, OCDS 30,000 above increasing level. So we are getting more and more
Yay.
added. Therefore, we are not able to get the correct number in the general rate because every time. Now, last time I said one province I called how many? They said 120. Next 2 months later, he saying no further 135. Already 50 are increased. So I mean, final profession. Not only those members who are friends, but so they are in the increase. So that's what I wanted to come and thank you for.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is, see, among the 3 branches, you are the strongest.
Oh, praise the Lord.
You are the most numerous. You can be, and you are living in the world, in the families, in the society. You are involved in economics. You are involved. Some of you may be involved in politics also. We should get, sometimes we criticize these from the outside. We should get within the system and clean it from within. We should take the gospel values where we priests and nuns cannot do. Sisters, of course, are praying. We do most of ours is spiritual activities, but you all are in the families, where you can from within, in the place you work. I'm not explicitly you're preaching the gospel and all, but through your life you're instilling, you're taking the spirit of Carmel to these places where we cannot reach. So you have a big role in the world, in the church. Yeah. So thank you for responding to this call, for becoming secular Carmelites. We appreciate, and I know that your communities here are quite vibrant. Not easy in spite of your your family responsibilities and your work to come together, spend so much of time together. I know in that Vernon, one lady, she was traveling some 7 or 8 hours.
Oh.
That time I do not know if she's still living, I forget the name, For that one meeting she was traveling, every month she was traveling, even in the winter she was traveling, Yeah. From quite far she was coming. Yeah. So this shows your commitment, your love for yeah, I forget her name. She was
Is it
quite old.
Crystal?
That time only she
Is
was
it
quite.
Crystal?
Name I cannot recall now.
Yeah.
But she had a little difficulty in walking also
Oh.
at that time. But she used to drive. She used to drive. Now I do not think she's still coming. But just to give you an example of the commitment, the love, the passion that members have.
He is here also coming from very far.
Island.
How
Yeah.
far?
I travel from Seychelles. This morning, I have to take the bus. I have to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning.